Folks, it's me, Manic Mark, coming to you from the Manic Mark dining room. What's left of it? You know, young people don't like old people because old people aren't funny. And you know why they're not funny? But why they're not funny is they don't have energy to figure out funny stuff anymore. I wonder when I'm getting really close. I mean, no, actually, anyway. Well, so when do you just stop being funny altogether? That's what I was. Is there an age, or is there a cutoff when you can't even be funny? Then there's the attempt to mimic being funny. I think you go through that stage before you actually get to the age where you can't not possibly come up with anything humorous, no matter how hard you try. And people know that you're making it up as you go along, trying to be funny. And it's not just because all the references you have are from the 1920s, or in my case it'll be the 60s, which is as bad as the 1920s when I was a kid and I was listening to adults try to be funny. It was painful. It's painful when adults try to be funny. I made a box this morning. I stayed up till 3 o'clock blogging records, and I got up at 5:30 and I made a box for my quotes. I'll put it up on the screen there. There's the box. Play some music behind the box. Play some funny music. If you play some funny music, maybe people will think the music is funny. Then you have to try to be funny. Why do you have to try to be funny? I'm not trying to be funny. This is just me. You watch these videos for 2 years now. You would think that this is me, not some made-up me. It's the hyper end of me. Oh, the reason I wanted to make the video from here is that I'm totally out of places to put records, and I'm stacking them up in the basement. It's bad. I'm telling you, it's bad in here. Anyway, I told Dewey I had this notion to dance the other day because it's spring and it needed to get going. And then Dewey did the spring dance, and I can't do that now because it would seem like I was copying Dewey. But I'm not doing a good job because I don't have any music. I'm just faking it. If I had music, you would know how hip and cool and rhythmic I am. What is the quote? The quote on this: He's the most semi-literate man in the world. I made a video once about being semi-literate. There's no way I can get to that point. People that are interesting start off being interesting early on. Once you're my age, you can't possibly catch up on the interesting scale. You can't. You're just what you are. I don't know what I'm doing. I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm creating a mess here. But man, what am I going to do? This is just a horrible mess. But it's just gotten carried away. It's gotten carried away. I tried to make shirts and stuff on Cafe Press, and I was watching this TV show where there's young people. That's what I'm saying. Young people love young people that are doing things. They don't care about old people because when you're old, you're not supposed to be yourself. Old people are just like young people. They just control themselves because they know that there's this thing where they're supposed to be, but you can't. It oozes out. If you're around people long enough, the craziness oozes out. They can't contain all of it. Anyway, there was a show about graffiti artists, okay? I'm yelling because I got the fan on in the other room with the fireplace. So I had no idea about the sound. The graffiti artist, and they spray stuff on walls. They make artwork on walls of private property, basically defacing private property. And they're all pretty groovy people, but how they make money is they merchandise, They create a look, and then they turn the look into a clothing line. Well, I tried to do that with Stupid Love products on Cafe Press, and they're still there. But it's just getting younger people to think that a 54-year-old man that looks like he's got Down syndrome is cool. It's a very difficult task that I have at hand, trying to figure out how to market that image, efficiently so that young people will gravitate towards it. I'm not having much success. I don't want to go to the expense of printing up thousands and thousands of full collar t-shirts and other products with the stupid love. There it is. In case you were wondering, you had forgotten. There's the image, the stupid love image on the t-shirt, okay? I don't want to do that. So I was trying to think, what other way can I market clothing, a clothing line that's not expensive? And I think I've come up with the answer. The answer is to mail me your clothes. And I will paint something on the clothes. I will affix a piece of artwork on the clothes, on the clothing item, and then mail it back. So if you want send me $50 and your item of clothing, and I'll do something on it and send it back to you. It'll be a total surprise, and there'll be no refunds.
No, you look like kids art. It's just kids art.
It's just like a kid doing. Yeah, in fact, that's what it is. I'm so advanced. My thinking is so advanced. I've regressed back to my childhood. And you do that naturally as you get older anyway. You go back to you just go back to your childhood. But you don't want you try to fight that. And I'm not fighting it. I'm embracing it. I'm embracing that, slide back into diapers. And I think that's the end of the video right there. Thanks, folks. Yeah, good idea. Speed that up.